The college football experience, Wake Forest Demon Deacons 2022 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Networks, presented by WynnBET. Bet $100 at WynnBET and get $100 free bet. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBET. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. We're also brought to you by us. Yes, the college football experience. Get ready for the college football season by checking out all 131 college football team previews. We got a solo podcast for every single team in the land. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CFB. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CFB.
This is Jerry Glanville, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, brother.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience. Wake Forest Demon Deacons 2022 season preview episode. My name is Kobie Swinging Database Dad, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I can't.
Well,
I smoke and I drink and I don't have stress and I'm healthy.
I almost played the wrong clip.
Oh, but that's in North Carolina. Probably not too far. Shout out to Days of Thunder.
There we go. Shout out to Days of Thunder. And if you were wondering who the hell that is, give it up for my co-host, former JMU Duke defensive back, the burrito eating, sideline kiss stealing, wheeling and dealing, Patty C in the place to be.
Hi-oh. Whoa. There we go. Give me more of that. Although I feel like
to see a tide turn.
The Wake Forest fans and alumni might not be the biggest NASCAR fans.
It's easy to see a tide turn.
Yes, it is.
It's easy to see a tide turn.
Patty, see that tide turn when they hired Dave Clawson. You didn't believe in me. You didn't believe in my guys. All right. You didn't believe in my guys. All right.
Well, there's no denying it now, is there?
Told you this guy was a stud. He was a stud. And look, they won the Atlantic.
Very impressive.
And if it wasn't for a fake slide, maybe they would have won in the ACC championship, huh?
Well, that would have been like a 20-point
fake slide.
Yeah.
Either way, I mean, this guy's incredible. Can we just call him? I'm sorry. He is. I put Nick Saban at Wake Forest. He ain't gonna win like this.
Probably not.
We only have 100 years of history at Wake Forest, and then we're winning like this.
Yeah, I think prior to his arrival, I read that they had only been to 3 consecutive bowl games once, only 10 bowl games ever. And here they are, five in a row.
Yeah, I mean, when you consider, I mean, this guy has just got this program rolling, man, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon.
I mean, this team was with Duke as the doormat.
6 straight bowls, yeah,
of the ACC back in the day. 6 straight bowls.
6 straight bowls.
They're rolling. This would you say this is? I mean, I think it's pretty clearly the golden age of Wake Forest football.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see this thing slowing down anytime soon. And you got to remember, he did this. You know, I just read a great article this offseason about the WikiLeaks thing, and they said it was going on for a long time.
Man,
so you wonder what his record actually would have been in those first 3 or 4 years.
If he wasn't getting cheated against
if they
pretty
weren't
much
giving
every
the playbooks
game.
To every fucking team.
That's wild. That is wild.
I mean, the article I read, I think Bruce Feldman did it, and I from what I read from it, I read the whole thing, but it seems like it was much more worse than people realize.
Yeah, a lot, very prevalent in terms of the number of times that their playbook was given to another team and their game plan. Unbelievable, but you can see what happens when the other team does not have a humongous advantage by cheating. They are awesome. Wake Forest. This is one of the smallest enrollments of any school in all of FBS.
I think only Tulsa is lower. I think that's it.
Well, they have like 7
maybe Rice
8,000 people at the whole school.
I mean, they do an unbelievable job, and I cannot wait to talk about this team, Patty C, because we have seen the big news. Let's just get to that. Let's just get to the big news here. And it's unfortunate news if you're a big Wake Forest fan. Sam Hartman is out indefinitely for a decent amount of time. It appears this happened on August 9th, I believe.
Required some kind of surgery.
Yes,
that we're aware of.
Yes, and we don't know when he's going to be. We have no timetable for when he'll be. I mean, Sam Hartman is. I thought if you listen to our Virginia episode, I put him and Brendan Armstrong as the 2 most underrated quarterbacks in America. Yeah. I mean, Malik Cunningham should probably be in there too.
Yeah, I mean
those 3. For
ACC
some reason,
is loaded with.
For some reason, Tyler Van Dyke, Devin Leary, and even Jerkovic steal the headlines. Yeah, where I feel like the other 3 are the probably the best 3 now. Maybe not for NFL potential, but in college football. They're the better quarterbacks, in my opinion. The stats, I think, back me up.
Do you think Van Dyke has a higher potential than Hartman at the pro level?
Well, that's what they're saying for draft status. But I mean, what does draft status mean?
That's true. I mean,
Desmond Ridder was just taking over Sam Howell.
It's true.
I'll take the Pepsi challenge on that all day.
Not always on point with their draft picks. Hartman, a little undersized in terms of what you'd like to see for an NFL prospect.
But you see John Walford having success. He was a backup and he won the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, I don't think he's undersized to the point where he can't be elite. I mean, I think he's probably the same size as Aaron Rodgers. He kind of reminds me of him a little bit.
There you go. Wake fans, you're winning them over, Patty C, with that comparison. Let's hop into it because I am very excited about this team, and I really believe he's one of the best coaches in America. Patty C, last year, Dave Clawson, how many 5-stars do you think were on his team?
I could look that up,
but I'm just if you had to guess
off the top of my head, I'm gonna say 0. And looking through real quick, I am correct. There are 0 5-stars that he recruited onto his team.
Does he have a 4-star?
He did in the 2022 cycle get 2 4-stars. Pretty impressive. But prior to that, the previous 4 cycles, 2019 he got 2 4-stars.
Okay,
and that's it. But that's it.
Well, they had the 4th best offense in America last year.
Pretty impressive.
The 4th
for a largely 3-star roster.
They were 68th in rush offense, 12th in pass offense, 4th in scoring offense, 11th in total yardage. Obviously, we have the news that Sam Hartman's injured. We want to send the best to Sam, and we think college football is so much better when he's there.
Oh yeah, he's a super likable character.
Yeah, I like the way he plays the game too. So now we have to forecast. Well, we're not going to be able to forecast when he's going to return, but it seems like Mitch Griffis is going to be the quarterback. Well, at least he's getting the first team reps. They also have Michael Kern.
Real quick, shout out to Ashburn, Virginia, Broad Run High School. We're throwing the vibes out there. Northern Virginia is a recruiting, haven for Wake Forest. Hey, George Mason.
Yeah.
If you're paying attention.
Hey, George Mason, start your football program already today, now, right when you hear this. Your athletic director is a former Washington Redskins safety, and your assistant athletic director is maybe the greatest Washington Redskin ever, Darryl Green. All right. Anyway, Hartman's out, so they got to rely on one of these quarterbacks, and it seems like it's going to be Griffis, but we don't know that to be matter of fact yet.
But you read that he had an excellent scrimmage,
and he was with the first team.
Yeah.
So I'm making that assumption. Christian Beale Smith gone. He transfers out. Justice Ellison is going to be the man.
Second year in a row, they lose their leading rusher to the transfer portal.
There's a theme though with this. So Justice Ellison is going to be the man. Patty C, they got their wideout room. Low key might be one of the best in America.
Yeah.
I know Virginia is making a case in the ACC.
Yeah. Well, the ACC's got some explosive offenses.
Yeah, I mean, A.T. Perry, Taylor Morin, and Donovan Greene, who was out all last year, pretty damn good wideout the year prior. Well, they're back. They're healthy. That's 3 deep at that wideout spot.
2,000-yard receivers coming back.
Well, and I think Clawson is even high on the 4th wideout. But they also have a very experienced tight end. If they go with Whiteheart, I don't know. They got a couple guys. They got a transfer that's coming in with a lot of production. They got 4 of 5 starters back on the O line, and as Dave Clawson will tell you, a 7th year tackle.
Oh, sorry, Roberson was 1,000-yard receiver. They had 2,000-yard receivers. One is out the door, but another one, pretty great production, 621 yards. Morin, and now he'll get a lion's share of the receptions.
And I feel like when Morin got the starts, he was putting up the same numbers last year. Like I feel like they were dinged up for one game or something.
Yeah, similar yards per catch, similar touchdown production. So I don't think it's a step down to lose Roberson.
Yeah, I mean he's good, but I'm saying like you're going to see my theme in a second. 4 or 5 back on the O line though. 7th year tackle, a 6th year guard, a 5th year center. I mean this is just this offensive line is experience. And then to me, one of the just absolute home run things that they did this offseason was hire Brad Lambert away from Purdue. I'm actually surprised he left Purdue for Wake. I mean, I know he was previously at Wake. He was previously at Charlotte. This is a guy that
true. What does Wake provide that Purdue doesn't?
I think he just likes North Carolina, perhaps.
Perhaps. I mean, certainly more wins at this point. That's what Wake's providing.
Lambert coming in is a huge hire. I actually think that's kind of the low key one of the best hires this offseason.
Yeah.
Just in 2020, he was at Marshall and he had the #1 defense in the country.
Yeah, that's not that long ago.
He went to Purdue last year and he improved it. What was it, like 20 spots?
Well, they went from 58 to 50 in terms of total offense, but
the total defense, you mean?
Or total defense. Yeah. But the year before that, 2019, they were number 100. So,
but also scoring, they
jumped 17 spots.
Yeah. I think that's a big time hire. They get he's taking over a defense that, even as bad as Nick thought it was, we were on an episode a couple of weeks ago where he thought it was in Michigan State range. Now, still much better.
Not that much better. What were they last year?
91st in total defense. But also 49th in pass defense. So,
all right.
88th in scoring defense, 111th in rush defense. That's the weakness. 3 of 4 back on the defensive line though, led by Dion Bergan. They only returned one linebacker in Ryan Smenda. But they do get 2 of 4 back in the secondary, led by strong safety senior walk-on Nick Anderson. I love this team. Breaking in a new kicker, but the punter's back. What do you make of this roster?
It seems excellent. I mean, especially when you talk about all the skill position players they had, but that might not even be the strength of the team. 4 returning offensive linemen, all with great experience, and read a stat that they have 5 offensive linemen on NFL rosters from the last 4 teams, including 3 of them who were drafted. So he's kind of cranking out talent for 3-star recruits.
Kenneth Walker was a 2nd-round draft pick by the Seahawks. I know it counts as Michigan State, but I would argue that one year at Michigan State, he was he's a Wake Forest player.
Yeah, he's a Wake Forest product, pretty much. I mean, that is. Are they like Iowa? But they're like different than Iowa because they're not all defense. They're like a production or
like an offensive Iowa.
Offensive Iowa, team building and culture. And then
let me tell you the most impressive thing, and the most impressive thing is you remember 19. They had a great season, and it was looking like they were going to have a good 2020. COVID hits. Jamie Newman announces he's going to Georgia, even though he never plays at Georgia, right?
Yeah.
And what's his name? Sage Surratt opts out, right? And just all of a sudden you have chaos. They have been doing this for a while, man.
Hard luck Deacons here.
Yeah, but they just step up. It's next man up. I'm telling you, I never seen this kid behind him play quarterback. Now, and I'm sure he's probably not as good as Sam Hartman, but I don't worry. I think this offense is still going to fly.
Yeah.
How they lose Kenneth Walker? Oh, Christian Beale Smith. Boom, monster season. Now he's at South Carolina. Hey, you know what that means? That means if I had to bet, Justice Ellison gonna have a monster season.
Monster. And Beale Smith will probably have a darn good year too, since he's been developed properly.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't worry. I don't worry about the losses here.
Well, when you have that much experience, and that's Clawson's, like he said that before. Like he talked to Grobe when Grobe made Wake Forest good earlier in the decade, or last decade. He said, "What was your secret? Get old and stay old." And so that's what he does. He's just like almost like a mandatory redshirt policy at Wake Forest.
Yeah.
And like
they call it. You know what he calls it?
What's that?
The incubator.
The incubator.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
Clawson calls it. He goes, for the first year, we put him in the incubator.
Nice. There it is. Let the bodies grow. Put them on the training table. Put them in the weight room, and develop, baby.
So, I mean, I'm not panicking as much as I think the whole world is about the Hartman thing. Obviously, I want to see him play, but I don't know. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna talk transfer portal. We're gonna talk recruiting rankings. We're gonna talk game by game, the schedule that Wake Forest has ahead of them, and what that win total is projected to be, what Las Vegas expects it to be, and what we expect it to be. But first, I got to get us paid, people. I want to tell you that the Wake Forest Demon Deacons 2022 college football season preview brought to you by WinBet. Bet $100 at WinBet and get a $100 free bet. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WinBet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. We're also brought to you by Odds Trader. Odds Trader is a place to compare odds from all the major sports books. You can compare the different sign-up codes, the promo codes from sportsbook to sportsbook to get the best deal. It's got awesome. The app's got player stats, key game stats, injury reports, projected game day weather for bettors who make the most informed bets possible. It also has a bet tracker, so it organizes your bets, which is always key for me. Go to oddstrader.com/Blue Wire. Odds Trader, the #1 site for all your game day bets. We're also brought to you by Run Your Pool. Run Your Pool is the home of competition, bringing sports fans in their social circles together to compete, to connect, and make every game matter more. And guess what? We've teamed up with Run Your Pool to do our official SGPN NFL Survivor contest. Hop in now to reserve your spot. $500 cash plus a $250 gift card to the SGPN store. So if you win, that's what you're going to get. Sign up today at play.runyourpool.com/SGPN. That's play.runyourpool.com/SGPN. All right, we are back talking Deeks. Deeks football. Who would have thought you'd see the day where they're winning have they gone to 2 ACC championships in the past 15 years?
Yeah, Grobe got them there too. Unbelievable. They won the ACC under him, right?
I thought so, right? They beat Georgia Tech, right?
Yeah, I think so. Can they do it again?
That's incredible.
That is incredible.
Patty C, I look at this transfer portal. We know they get destroyed by the transfer portal every year. Yeah. But bringing in safety Brendan Harris.
He's not a believer, right? He wants his guys to be to have experience in the system.
Unless you'll see. So you get Brendan Harris from Vanderbilt, who's going to be a starter, projected starter for Wake Forest. Keep an eye on defensive lineman from Richmond, Kobie Turner. This guy was a 2-time FCS All-American.
That's the kind of guy you want to bring in.
Yes. And Patty C, sometimes you bring in when's the last time you did a Jaeger bomb? Been a while. Well, Dave
almost
Clawson
did one last night, actually. But
why do I not believe that? Or why do I believe that?
Well, because I was freaking hungover this morning, so it's very possible, but that was not part of the hangover. Anyway,
shout out to Jaeger bombs across the world. Well, Dave Clawson, he probably hasn't done a Jaeger bomb in a while because he doesn't need one because he brought in Jaeger Bull at tight end.
Boom.
All right.
That's like a Jaeger bomb on steroids right there. A Jaeger Bull.
He comes in from Rice. And then linebacker Eldrick Robinson comes in from Georgia Southern.
Wait, doesn't a Jaeger bomb have Red Bull?
Yeah, I think it does.
That's kind of weird. Okay, anyway.
Linebacker Eldrick Robinson comes in from Georgia Southern. So those are their 4 gets. And believe it or not, all 4 projected to get playing time, if not start. So they're all key players, I believe. Now I got to touch base on what they lost. I mean, they do get hit. They get hit in the portal pretty hard every year, I feel like. Quarterback Billy Edwards. He probably wishes he would have stayed because now he's a Maryland Terrapin. They lost linebacker Chase Monroe to the Charlotte 49ers, Patty C. They lost safety Zion Keith to the portal. Cornerback KJ Trullo. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. He's in the portal. Look, Trujo. Trejo? Is that Trejo? I don't know.
It's probably Trejo.
Cornerback Tyreek Hartman in the portal. Christian Beale Smith, running back beast, South Carolina. Linebacker DJ Taylor to the Bowling Green Falcons. They also lost running back Amani Marshall. So they're just getting hit. To Appalachian State, cornerback Kenneth Dix the third is in the portal. They also lost a kid to a defensive lineman, James Ash, to South Florida. They lost the portal, Patty C, but I don't know. Did they? Beale Smith, if you can replace him with the next one and you add in an 2-time All-American FCS first team defensive end.
Yeah.
And you add in a starting safety and a tight end that might start, and Eldrick Robinson, who I think is he could start, but I think he'll get some burn regardless. Did you win the portal or lose the portal?
Couple valuable pieces there. I mean, from a numerical standpoint, you clearly lose. From a production standpoint, you're probably not affected too bad one way or another. This program was built to be able to withstand that.
The way that defense was last year, it's almost like asking yourself, would you trade Christian Beale Smith for
Brad Lambert,
3 defensive players and Brad Lambert?
Yes, especially because there's probably another guy.
And you get a building. They throw in a Jaegar Bull too.
That's right. 108th transfer class, 12th in the ACC. It's not a win.
He doesn't believe in it, but I'm telling you, if they replace, Kenneth Walker was replaced by Beale Smith. They didn't miss Kenneth Walker, dude.
I think they did. I think it would have been nice to have him. I think you can't say that.
What did Beale Smith run for?
Beale Smith didn't put up Kenneth Walker.
I know, but I don't think they commit to the run that much to do that.
He had
Mel Tucker commits to the run.
604 rushing yards last year, 55 receiving yards. Yeah.
I think he got dinged up, right?
12 games. 12 games, 604 rushing yards.
I thought he ran for more. I thought he was 1,000-yard back.
The year before, he was 732, but Kenneth Walker was only 579. So Kenneth Walker wasn't even the leading running back, and he goes out and becomes a Heisman candidate at another school.
I didn't know that off the top of my head, but that's my point. That's my point.
But okay, that was COVID. That was only in 9 games.
Still, my point
he wasn't
is
the leading rusher.
The running back room, I trust it. I trust it.
Yeah. You got to trust what he's doing there. Few teams are as vocally and visibly committed to just telling players, "Hey, you have to be patient here." If you're a 5, that's probably why he doesn't get. It's like Tony Bennett in basketball.
Yeah, he's like, you come here, you go to the incubator, and you shut the fuck up for a little bit. All right,
you are not playing as a freshman, mother effer. Sorry.
Patty C, talk to me about recruiting rankings.
Recruiting rankings. Well, again, that's reflected in not that Wake really has the opportunity to do anything big there. That's an uphill battle there, but last 5 cycles, 64, 60, 63, 68, and 80. So very consistently in the 60s for the most part. Within the ACC, that's in the bottom 10, but usually 13 or 14th in the ACC. So kind of dead last. I mean, in terms of their composite rank, it's gone from 65 to 70 each of the last somewhere in that range for the last 4 years. And within the ACC, they were 14, 14, 14, 13 in terms of composite talent. So pretty much the least talented team in the ACC from a recruiting ranking standpoint.
They just play for the ACC championship. That can't be possible.
Unbelievable. Well, if there has ever been a testament to culture, Dave Clawson is making that statement right now.
They're must-watch TV every week.
Did he innovate? Did he create the slow mesh offense?
I don't know that to be true, but
he certainly popularized it last year. It's not must see. It's probably the ugliest looking offense I've ever seen.
No,
but
they are must see.
They are must see. Yeah. It is effective.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think, man. I mean, Clawson's got ties. He coached with Phil Fulmer. Man, if only Tennessee would have hired Clawson then. It's crazy to think that. Patty C, we're gonna talk more about the schedule and what Las Vegas expects, but I got to get us paid one more time. I want to tell you that the college football experience Wake Forest preview is brought to you by Sleeper. Sleeper is the fastest growing fantasy platform today with millions of players. You probably already have a fantasy league on there. I know I do. They just passed 4 million users. All right. And they have this brand new over under game that's fantastic where you select 2 or more players that you like. And if you pick their over under on their stat projection. And then if you pick correctly, you can win anywhere from 2 times to more than 20 times the money you put in. With the NFL season right around the corner, Sleeper is the first sports contest game built into the fantasy experience. So right now on your mobile phone, join our listener group on Sleeper at sleeper.com/SGP. That's sleeper.com/SGP, and Sleeper will automatically match your first deposit up to $100. We're also brought to you by Trade Coffee. Trade Coffee connects customers to the freshest and best tasting coffee they've ever made at home by partnering with the country's best craft roasters. They have 450 different kinds of coffee in the warehouse, just ready to ship out to you every single day. They taste test thousands of coffee. There is no one perfect coffee, but there is a perfect coffee for you. And Trade's human powered algorithm is going to find it for you. So right now, Trade is offering new subscribers a total of $30 off your first order, plus free shipping when you go to drinktrade.com/SGP. That's drinktrade.com/SGP. That's more than 40 cups of coffee for free. Get started today by taking their quiz at drinktrade.com/SGP. We're also brought to you by Dave. No, not Dave Clawson, although we somewhat are. Talking about Dave the app. All right. Yes, this is a brand new banking app that can help you get up to $500 instantly with extra cash. That's more money to fill your tank, buy a wedding gift, catch up on bills. I mean, we've all been in a spot where we needed some cash. All right. On the fly. I don't know if you just got your fiance a wedding ring. I have no idea, but you just money, we all have moments like that. And it can be embarrassing to call dad up and say, "Hey man, you float me $1,000, Dad. Send me it on Venmo." Son, what the hell is Venmo? You know what I mean? Like, it's not only embarrassing. It's just come on. This is like a plan B. All right, download the it's like the triple option attack. You know what I mean? Sometimes you
got to have it in your arsenal. That's right.
So download the Dave app from the App Store right now. That's DAVE. Sign up for an extra cash account and get up to $500 instantly. For terms and conditions, go to dave.com/legal. Instant transfer fees apply. Banking provided by Evolve, member of the FDIC. Patty C, if you're watching on YouTube, which you guys all should be, subscribe to the College Experience on YouTube. That's youtube.com/the College Experience. Also subscribe to the College Football Experience wherever you listen to podcast at. And remember, subscribe to the College Basketball Experience. Love what Steve Forbes is doing. And I think this year, the Demon Deacons are going to be in the NCAA tournaments. Check out our episode dropping in the next week where we preview the basketball team as well. But if you're watching on YouTube, you see this sweet graphic. Shout out to the SGPN graphic team. 6.5 wins, Patty. See, this was at 8.5 or 9 earlier in right before the Sam Howell injury.
Unbelievable. They think
Dave Clawson.
Well, Heisman. I mean, Hartman was a Heisman candidate last year. So it makes sense if you're not familiar with what Clawson does.
Well, shall we hop into the schedule? Because Thursday, September 1st, one of my teams, man. I like watching this VMI team. They still got Jacob Harris. I don't know, but Seth Morgan, I think, is still quarterback. I think Harris transferred to Richmond, but the key debts coming into Winston Salem. Who you taking?
Gotta go. I mean, what did VMI do? They were pretty good 2 years ago.
They've been good the past couple years, right?
Last year they hit 6-5, so not so great. But 2 years ago they were 6-2 and a playoff team.
6-5, 7-point loss to East Tennessee State, who made the FCS playoffs. I'm not panicking. They're a solid team,
but
yeah,
Wake is going to crush.
Yeah,
them.
they're going to lose to Wake Forest. So 1-0, and I think they'll probably play both quarterbacks to get a little bit of depth there. Then they head to Nashville to take on Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's not winning this game, even with Sam Hartman down.
They are not. Wake and Vandy. There's nothing that separates those two schools, and yet Wake doing so much better. I think that's probably having to do with being in the ACC.
Well, and having better coaches, because James Franklin was winning at Vanderbilt not long ago.
That's true.
I got him 2-0, Patty C.
Yes.
In a sneaky game, as your boy, Charlie Brewer and Hugh Freeze come into Winston-Salem.
Two of the better offensive minds in college football going at it here. I gotta lean Wake, but this is Wake one too, where it would be nice to have Hartman.
Yeah, I'm taking Wake too. I think they can go 3-0 without Hartman.
Liberty's quarterback situation is an unknown too, right?
Brewer.
Oh, it's Brewer.
Well, they haven't announced some starter yet, though. You got
to figure. Yeah, and he's a known commodity. So, that's a scary game for Wake Forest without Hartman. I'm gonna give it to Wake, But
if it was at Liberty, I would tend to be on your. I would say Liberty's going to pull that upset.
Yeah.
Give me a Wake to figure it out.
3-0.
Yeah, 3-0. Can they get Hartman back by Saturday, September 4th or 24th? I'm sorry.
And if he comes back from whatever it is, whatever ailment he has, and delivers a victory over Clemson in this game and his comeback game, that's a Heisman moment to start off the campaign right there.
That is. I'm taking Clemson to beat Wake Forest, Petty C.
Yeah, as crazy as that stadium in Wake Forest gets. What is that? Truest field?
It's the truest of fields, Petty C.
It is. It is what, like 31,000 seats. Not gonna intimidate the Tigers. I got Clemson one. Clemson's won like 80 of those in a row, right?
Yeah, it hasn't been good.
It's lopsided.
3-1 through the month of September without your Heisman hopeful.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna go ahead and say they need him for this matchup.
Yeah.
But it still wouldn't shock me if they won this without him. But
they slapped Florida State 35-14 last year. But this one's in Tallahassee, and you got to figure Florida State's going to be a little better, at least, if not a lot. Probably not a lot better, maybe a little better.
I'm going to go ahead and say this is the sling game of the season for the Demon Deacons.
I agree.
It's college football season, which means you need the unbeatable coverage of Sling TV starting at $35 a month. Sling has all the big games on the biggest channels like ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN3, SEC Network, ACC Network, Fox, and the Big Ten Network. All for the best price. You can stream on any device, record up to 50 hours with included DVR space. You can pause or change your service at any time. Check out sling.com for special offers. Sling, the live TV you love for a price you'll love. Try us today. Patty C. Gosh, I had this as a for sure loss with Hartman for Florida State. But now I'm like, I don't know. I think I might go Florida State.
I think I'm leaning Florida State as well.
But what if he's available for this?
If he's back, then you got to say the evidence of last year suggests they'll whip them again. But it's in Tallahassee. Yeah, there's just enough to make you hesitate on it. I'll put it in a 50-50 category.
Yeah, I think it is a 50-50 game.
Yeah.
3-2. They host Army. I think they get this one.
This one was absolute
bananas last year. But Brad Lambert's going to make that difference. They're not putting up a 50 burger on Brad Lambert's defense.
Yeah. 70-56 last year.
They're not doing that. They're not doing that.
Yeah, you got to go. But I expect Army to get theirs too. They have a good offense again, and I don't know that Lambert is going to make that drastic of an improvement to stop Army's attack.
They're not losing both those.
They're not putting.
They're not losing 3 in a row right there.
Yeah, no. They'll get that one for sure.
So I got them 4-2.
Yeah,
they get a bye week. I'm assuming Hartford's back now, or Hartman's back. Yeah. Does that sound fair? By October 15th.
Yeah, I think so.
By October 22nd,
we'll say he's back.
Yeah.
Boston College also coming off a bye.
Boston College at Wake Forest. Man, these games are hard to predict. Give me Wake.
I'm taking Wake.
So that puts them at 5-2.
Yeah.
They're at Louisville. You know, this game's personal to that. Clawson hates Louisville.
That's right, because they're the Wake League's culprit, right?
Yeah. I'm taking Louisville.
I'm taking Wake.
So that puts them at 5-3 for me.
I got them 6-2.
Then they head to Carter Finley Stadium. They've had NC State's number lately. Give me Wake Forest to beat NC State.
What? They got them 45-42 last year.
I feel like NC Nick said they won like 4 or 5, maybe.
I am going to see. That is their most played rival of all time. It looks like. I don't know if they're even one of the protected rivalries.
It's not. Clawson made a statement about how ridiculous.
Really stupid. Really stupid. ACC like idiots. Come on. You're right. Wake has won 4 of the last 5.
I'm taking Wake.
I'll have Wake go 1-1 in the next stretch, even though they're hosting North Carolina the following week. I think North Carolina's kind of had their number a little
bit. But they're dinged up.
I think they still go 1-1 in that stretch.
Okay, so then that would put me at how many losses? Then North Carolina, Louisville, Florida State, Clemson, and it's 4, right? So I got them at
3 losses.
I got them at 6-4. And then they host the Syracuse Orange. Will Dino Babers even be coaching this game?
That's a good question.
I think they beat Syracuse.
There's your over.
7-4. And then they're at Duke and Wallace Wade Stadium. 8-4.
8-4. I got them 9-3.
Dude, I have 8-4. Let me tell you something. I think the Clemson game is the only flat out loss. I think every other game is winnable. Now, obviously, you need with Hartman. I actually think you could go 10-2, 11-1.
Yeah. Yeah, if he comes back, it probably, you're right, doesn't matter. Although I think a little curious with now whether they can hang with Clemson at home a little better. Probably not. But I want to see, because I do believe those games have been complete ass whipping.
No, I think 20 was close though, right?
I'm gonna pull that up.
20 was that was 37-13 still. Yeah, they haven't been. And this is a little sad because Clawson said he thinks this is his best team he's ever had there. That sucks, but
they are on a 13-game losing streak, and they have only been within 20 3 times during that 13-game losing streak. They've only been within one score once.
And well, that's what I mean. Is you got to
Clemson whips their ass,
but you got to feel for Clawson. We heard him talk about this. Most experienced offensive line. He thinks it's his best team before the Hartman injury.
Yeah,
that he's ever had at Wake.
And then, of course, he loses his
Heisman candidate quarterback.
Yeah, and then has to play Clemson early in the season.
Yeah, exactly.
ACC opener against Clemson.
Oh man, but I'm on the over, and I think this. You're gonna hear me say this on the Locks episode. Give me Wake Forest over 6.5 wins. That shit is cashing. Make me a case where they lose 6 games, Pat.
Yeah, this is like lock of the year. I mean, I'll make the case. Clemson, Florida State. I don't think Liberty, but if they've screwed up, I don't think there's any way they lose all 3 of those though. But they could lose 3 out of their first 6. So we'll say 3-3 to start, and then on the back half of the schedule, Louisville, NC State, North Carolina. I think the absolute floor is 6. I don't understand how 6.5 is the number.
Yeah, I'm hammering the over. I'm hammering the over. They're gonna get it done.
8 is more likely than 6.
If they get 7. Hartman by October 1st, they're gonna beat Florida State. If Hartman's there, I feel very confident they're gonna beat Florida State.
Does that game get Norvell fired? I think it'll be too early.
If they beat him like they beat him last year, probably. Yeah, you're probably right.
That would likely maybe be 4 straight losses for Florida State and a 1-4 start.
That's a great break for Florida State, though.
Yeah,
to catch him there
to
now.
Catch him without Hartman.
Yeah, assuming that's the case. But all right, folks. Well, I'm on the over, and I feel very good about this. I think Patty C agrees with me.
Yeah. Vegas just messed up by dropping.
Yeah.
What?
They don't,
2.5 games.
They don't understand Dave Clawson. Yeah. He's gonna get this. He's
gonna
figure this out. Folks, subscribe to the College Football Experience. I'm on the over. He's on the over. Remember on YouTube, youtube.com/the College Experience. Remember to subscribe to the College Basketball Experience too. I mean, well, if you're on YouTube, you'll get that. You'll get both on the same feed. But on your podcast, subscribe to the College Basketball, whatever podcast feed you use. The College Basketball Experience. We're already talking ACC hoops there. We've been previewing all the ACC teams this very week. So go listen to those episodes. We do this shit. We handicap every single Division I college football and college basketball game during the college basketball season. I'm doing every night of the season. I got a podcast coming out. College football, we do it almost damn near every night of the season. So subscribe, tell a friend, check out the Sports Gambling Podcast as well. They do all NFL futures. You know, they have 32 episodes for 32 teams. Check it out. Carolina Panthers fans, Washington Redskins fans, it's all there for you. Whatever team you root for, Titans, I don't know. Subscribe, tell a friend, check out the SGPN app. It's free to download in the App Store and Google Play Store. You'll get access to all of our podcasts, but I strongly recommend checking out the NASCAR Gambling Podcast, checking out the NBA Gambling Podcast, checking out the NFL Gambling Podcast, the CFL Gambling Podcast, the USFL Gambling Podcast. We have so many podcasts, I don't even know. Notorious OTB Horse Racing Podcast. Check it all out. All right, folks, and the Discord channel. If you like to sweat out bets or just like to have, hang out with the guys, girls, whatever, in the Discord channel, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. Whatever sport you're into, I guarantee you come in there, chat it up with us. It's going to be a blast. All right, folks, this is the College Football Experience, Wake Forest Demon Deacons style. You better start thinking about yours, and we out of here.